It's time to sip that coffee, get your mind right, and vibe with the queen herself. We're dishing out hot topics, wellness tips of the day, and things that make you go, Let's get this palace party started.
All right. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome to the Palace. If this is your first time here, we just want to welcome you. This is our Wednesday morning corporate segment. And I got a funny feeling and a sneaky suspicion, y'all. This one may be a heated debate. This one just may be a heated debate. And I don't know if I'm going to be up here debating myself because this could be pretty touchy. This could be a pretty touchy topic. We are talking all things The Breakfast Club, and this is a perfect example of corporate America. There are so many aspects to this, but first of all, I am like on the edge of my seat. I'm on the edge of my seat. Honey, I am ready to jump into this topic. I got a lot to say. And let's see. Hold on. StreamYard is giving me a notification that there's performance issues. So, oh Lordy, if I go out or if I for some reason my audio cuts off for extended period of time, I'm talking about longer than 30 seconds, just know I will reboot and come back in. So just hang out and wait for me. This is going to be one of those touchy subjects. Listen, you're in the palace. You're in the palace. What does that mean? You don't have to agree. This is where you stand on business. Your opinion is yours. Mine is mine. Theirs is theirs. Let me tell you something. Jess Hilarious crashed out. She crashed out. And this is a huge no-no because y'all, listen, it's giving undeveloped. And you know what that means in corporate America. It's giving undeveloped. A while back, a wise man said the worst thing you can do is elevate somebody who isn't prepared for the elevation, who isn't prepared for the promotion. They'll tear it up. They'll mess it up. They'll be irresponsible with it. They'll destroy it. They'll disrupt it. I'm trying to hold back. I'm trying to hold my horses until I can get in here and mind my manners and say good morning to everybody. Good morning to Toot Latrice and Linda Gamble. Those are my moderators. Okay. Make sure you show them some love in the chat. They are holding it down for all of us here in the palace. Thank you, ladies, for showing up this morning. I hope all of you that are tuned in have a nice cup of coffee because this conversation is about to be on fire, unfiltered, unscripted. I'm going to say what I need to say about all of this. Feel free to join me from the chat. And if I choose to drop the link, you're more than welcome to come up and share your side and share your thoughts openly and honestly without judgment. With that being said, thank you to everybody that pulled up. I see all of you. We're going to jump in. Before we do, I have one quick question for all of you. If you're new, just go with the flow. Let me get it out first for the ones that have been here from day one. How are you feeling? We start off Wednesday morning segments with the question, how are you feeling? Give me one word, not a sentence, not a phrase. Give me one word to describe how you're feeling right now in the moment or how you're trying to feel towards the end of this segment. Drop it in the chat. I'll call out a few. Drop it in the chat. And as y'all are getting ready to think through how you're feeling, that's a very mindful question. Listen, let me tell you something. Today is Wednesday, and on Wednesdays, I made up my mind. I'm taking the day off, and I'm going to treat myself to lunches on Wednesday. I love to work. There is times I don't even eat to 6, 7 p.m. at night because I'm so busy working. No more of that. Wednesdays will be my rest day, so I'm so excited. Y'all, there's this restaurant here. They have the best octopus. Baby, I'm going to go back for round 2. That's what I'm doing today. And with that being said, we got blessed coming through. We have happy coming through. We have accomplished coming through. We got good. We got great. T. Raina's feeling happy. We got grateful. We got another good. Ooh, spicy. Toya is feeling spicy. All right. We got another blessed. Let's see what else we got. I'm just randomly going through. We have peaceful from Alma, Vincent. We have I have a voice is feeling optimistic. I like that. That means you're open. I like that. I have a voice. Janine Gatewood is feeling reset. Okay. That's a good one. Ready. Oh, Regina. Regina, you know what? I'm going to play this for you because you're feeling rich. And although I don't have a super chat, you got this party started.
Money comes to me, flowing effortlessly. Money comes to me, comes to me. Money comes to me, flowing effortlessly. Money comes to me. Money.
Hey, thank you, Regina, for getting this party started. I know that's right. You better speak it. We got Justina. I hope I'm saying it right. Justina, Gigi is feeling blessed. Yvonne Wolford is feeling amazing. Royal Bristonian is saying good morning. I think I got, Ruby Jewel's feeling excited. Alpha MC is coming through the doors of the palace feeling grateful. We have hopeful. We have, let's see, peaceful. And I think I've gotten as many as I can. Crystal is feeling gratitude. We got somebody that's hurting. Cynthia Kelly. This too shall pass. I'm sorry. And my sentiments to you, Cynthia Kelly. I hope by the end of this segment, we leave you in a better position than how we found you. Okay? Y'all make sure y'all love on her. Send positive thoughts to her. All right. We got motivated. We have favored, hopeful, grateful. And with that being said, we are going to get this segment started without further ado. I like purposeful. Octopussy. Now look at y'all. I cannot. Follow me, Black TV is full of Octopussy. Productive. Let me get started before we get ourselves in trouble over here. Listen, Just Angel. I mean, not Just Angel. Why did I say? Oh, that's my old mod. I'm like, who the hell is Just Angel? Just hilarious. Just hilarious. Crashed the hell out. She crashed out on the Breakfast Club co-host in a seething Instagram rant. So before I play the clips, I am going to cite this article by HNHH. Okay, that's where I'm citing the article. So last night, y'all, not even 10 hours ago, Just Hilarious went the hell off. Why is this? How is this related to corporate America? This is a huge no-no, what she did. This is a huge no-no, but we're going to get into the thick of it. So the Breakfast Club, we know they've had their share of controversies, but Jess Hilarious upped the ante with her aggressive comments, according to the article. Jess Hilarious has been holding down the fort on the Breakfast Club, right? Since she replaced Angela Yee as the permanent third host on the legendary radio program. And she's been praised for her work over the last year. Now, I have to admit, I feel like she got off to a bumpy start, but somewhere along the way, she was able to find her sweet spot. She is not, however, happy with her co-host. She decided to pull back the curtain, according to the article, and let fans know how she really felt. She crashed the hell out. She crashed out. She wanted to speak her mind unfiltered and say whatever she needed to say. Y'all, and not only that, she made sure that she bashed her female co-host, Lauren LaRosa. Now, Lauren LaRosa was brought in to sub for Jess during Jess's maternity leave. And that's why I call it the maternity debacle, the maternity leave debacle, whatever I said. Yeah, it's a debacle. Here's the here's the caveat. Watch this. She handpicked Lauren LaRosa to sit in for her. Handpicked her. How you gonna turn on somebody? You know what? Let me continue. You handpicked her. Okay? I wanted y'all to know that. So Lauren wasn't just brought in. She was recommended by Jess Hilarious. So although Jess did not call any names, you don't have to call names for people to know who you're talking about. She didn't mention Charlamagne the God or DJ Envy by name, but she made her issues with both men heard. She claimed she felt left out of the loop when she came back. Listen very closely. This happens in corporate America. She claimed she felt left out of the loop when she came back from maternity leave and she felt kept in the dark regarding her role opposite replacement host Lauren LaRosa. She said things were kind of, what's the word I want to use? Uncertain. That's a good word. And she don't feel like she was necessarily communicated the intent of why Lauren was still around. Now, let me ask you all something. Is a corporation obligated to communicate with you what they plan on doing with another employee? Her role, her responsibilities, her dynamics in the corporation. Because even though this is a radio show, here's my problem with relaxed environments, radio shows, reality television. Some of these folks forget you are still at work. There is a decorum, there's a level of professionalism you still need and must maintain, because you never know when your next something will come. Now, are they obligated, in your opinion, to sit Jess Hilarious down and tell her this is what we are planning to do with Lauren? Does she have that privilege of knowing what another woman's place is going to be in the organization? Yes or no? You can get into the details later of why you said yes or why you said no when I open up the line. Okay? So she took a real big problem with the other woman that she felt like was shining. And it didn't help that the comedian Corey Holcomb mocked Jess Hilarious for being replaced by someone who was talented after Jess got pregnant. I'm going to run that down for you. So apparently Jess had had enough. She had had enough. She came back. She crashed the hell out on social media. And she said, we are supposed to be a team, but not one person comes to my defense at all, ever. Jess Hilarious stated, with this online shit, I feel played with. So I'm going to play with these niggas. I've been quiet a lot. Is that unprofessional? Yes or no? Is that unprofessional? Yes or no? For her to feel like, see, here's the thing about feelings. They're not facts. Your feeling is not a fact. I feel played with, but what did they do? I feel played with, so now I'm gonna play. Is that professional or is that unprofessional? And let's just say, let's give her the benefit of the doubt. Let's just say there are some things, there's some pieces moving in the background. Does it give her carte blanche or permission to still crash out on social media? Or should she have handled this in a different way? Now, that's the end of that article. Okay. That's the end of that article. The internet is going wild because of her crash out online. Here's the thing. I want to tie this into the corporate segment. Here's the thing. Jess Hilarious, in my opinion, is the perfect example of unqualified. Oh, did you just say that? She was unqualified for the job. Hold on. Give me a second. Give me a second. No, she was unqualified. She didn't have the skill set. She didn't have the formal experience, but they made a place for her at the table. That happens a lot. That happens a lot. Some of us have been unqualified for a role, but it's by the grace of God. And we call it a blessing over here in the Black community, right? We call it a blessing in disguise. So you get a place at the table, even though you're unqualified, because we believe that God will make room for your gift. But what happens when you do the damn fool online and you start coming after the people that put you in a position that you're now in? Because you feel like somebody is playing with you. Not a fact, just something you feel. Undeveloped, unqualified, a blessing in disguise to have it, and now you want to tear it up? Gen X says true, but just had a following. That's true. A following, but still unqualified, right? Lauren has a media background. Lauren has a media background, actually qualified, and subconsciously, consciously and subconsciously, you picked her. And now that she's thriving and doing well, you don't like her. Now, those are her words. Didn't like her. Didn't like her, don't like her. Is that not crazy to you all? That now listen, it gets really bad. It gets really unprofessional. I'm going to play the clips. Here's the thing. Being unqualified is not a problem until it becomes a problem. Do you understand what I'm saying? Being unqualified is not a problem until it shows up later. And it becomes a problem. It becomes a risk to the project. It becomes a risk to the team members, and it becomes a risk to the organization. That's the risk you take when you show favor and you choose an unqualified individual versus a qualified individual. Because at least Lauren knows to hold her peace and work to the good of the organization. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? Simone Wealthy says, I agree. She was unqualified. I could see her coming in as a comic relief a few times a week, but as a replacement for Angela, definitely unqualified. Let's see. Let me grab two more comments. Two more. Okay. Nova Blue says it affects my job or job description that I'm contractually obligated to. Is absolutely, they owe me details as to how it now affects me moving forward if I want to continue. I'll give you that. Should you not do that in a one-on-one? Should you not do that behind the scenes? Would you take that to social media? Because let me tell you something. I'm not saying she shouldn't have the details, but that ain't how you get it. That's not how you get what you want in a corporate environment. And that's not necessarily a conversation that she probably would need to or should have with her co-hosts. That needs to come from up top. Does that make sense? All right, let's continue. Watch this. Okay, Movado says they knew she would react like this sooner or later. They let her play herself. Boom, 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 boom. I have to agree with you. I have to agree with you. They let her play herself. Glam Rock says, pick a struggle. Pick a struggle. Should she speak about mistreatment or hush? Only white women can give a grievance. What made her unqualified? What made her unqualified is she wasn't qualified to do that. Let's just talk about it. She wasn't qualified. She's never been in the media industry before. She didn't have the syndicated background. She didn't have the entertaining. I mean, she's a comedian. Let's call a thing. She wasn't qualified to be there. That's not her jam, but they selected her based on maybe her following, her big persona, right? That was a developmental role. Maybe she can be scrappy or nimble enough we can onboard her. She has some experience, but she's not qualified. She didn't have a media background, typical as a journalist or anything like that. Not saying you have to, but I'm just calling the facts of facts. That was not her background. So it's called a stretch opportunity, a learning. We got some learning. There's a learning curve here. Some of us have roles that we were not qualified for, but we had professional experience and a skill set that we can lean on until we learn what we needed to learn in the role. That's what I'm saying. Now, we're not going to act like she walked up in this mofo polished, ready to go. It was a learning curve. She hit a lot of bumps along the way. She made a lot of mistakes along the way. To be honest with you, if she was within a brick and mortar of a corporate job, they could have fired her within 90 days. Trey Carter says, I'm not sure we know the extent of Jess's defined role, contract, position on the show to judge what she should be privy to, or access to. She's a contractual worker. She has a contract. I'm going to tell you something. Contractors are not necessarily considered full-time employees. Funky Dineva had the same thing happen to him on Fox Soul. He effed around and found out real quick. Oh, they never really brought me in. I was under the assumption that I was this and this and that. You're a contractor. And we have to know the difference. He effed around and found out. Jess is walking in with the level of expectation I'm not sure that she should be privy to. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Give me a second. Because I'm going to pull up the tapes, honey. Like the old folks say, I'm going to roll the tapes. Tammy says accepting the position, knowing she was pregnant and coming back and showing out is a risky move. I think the showing out is a risky move. I think public display of what's the word, y'all? When you go against your team, public display of help me out. What's the English word I'm thinking of? When you have a public when you become disgruntled publicly, I'm sorry. Don't be surprised if people don't want to work with you. Don't be surprised if people kind of peg you as a problem child, right, wrong, or indifferent. Tina Bina says the audience also asked for Lauren because she was always prepared. Okay, Tina, can you break that down? Do you feel like Jess came unprepared? You said Jess never had all the information or did the research. So Lauren was able to go. Lauren was able to research and come with her talking points. Is that what you're saying, Tina? Just say in OA said if she was unqualified, why keep her in a position for a year? How do we become qualified? That's a great question. Can I come back to that? Or should I go ahead and answer that now, y'all? Let me go ahead and answer it. So there's a lot of times you're not qualified. You don't have everything they're looking for. When you apply for a role, there's minimum, there's the basic requirements, and then there's a preferred candidate. She had some qualifications, not all. A lot of times people will do business with you. People will hire you because of your persona, because of their, they kind of like you. They feel like eventually you can grow into a role, okay? So I think they kept her in a position to give her an opportunity. However, she got pregnant and she took maternity leave. That's fine, right? Because you can't discriminate. So when she comes back, this is a perfect opportunity for her to roll with the punches. It's called change management. You know what change management is? When something happens that's completely different than what you thought it would be in your role within the organization. The first thing you want to show is that you are able to pivot, you're flexible, and you are a team player. How do we become qualified? Hands-on experience, proper onboarding, giving you time to work through the complexities of the role that you don't have any experience, a lot of coaching, a lot of support. That's how you become qualified. And when you have that, you become more confident in your role and you begin to shine. And the less you need that hands-on shoulder-to-shoulder support, and you're off and you're running, hopefully. Oh my gosh, let's continue. Okay, she's a comedian, but she's being compared. She's comparing herself, Glam Rocks. If you really think about the psychological and the behavioral traits of the Black experience, see, she's comparing herself subconsciously. We are what we attract. She's comparing herself to Lauren. Let me go ahead and play the tapes. Beautifully T says she did the job for over a year before being offered the job. She qualifies. She currently sounds, I don't know. Becky says even during the Wendy Williams interview, Jess had zoned out of the conversation. Ruby feels like they made a place for her, but she didn't take the necessary steps to grow. You can do a job for a year and not necessarily do it the way a qualified person would. Let me get into the thick of it. Oh, I told y'all this is going to be a tough conversation. Trey says, I also feel like Envy and Charlemagne are master gaslighters and finger pointers are very good at shifting the blame. I think so. That could be the case, but she doesn't help the situation. The more qualified you become, the more experienced you become more developed at handling and navigating complexities. See, all of this is subjective because technically nobody really did anything wrong. It's all subjective. And when it comes down to subjective banter, the qualified knows how to hold their peace, get the job done, and have that type of conversation offline at the kitchen table. But let me continue. Give me 1 second, y'all. Hold on. I want to pull this down. Give me 1 second. Y'all all have some really, really great thoughts and comments. We're about to roll the tapes. We're about to roll the tapes. If you can just bear with me, I'm pulling everything up right now. Give me about 10 seconds and we will be ready to go. All right. This is a chance for you to warm up your coffee, pull up a seat. All right, here we go. Just, all right. Hold on. Here we go. Let me know when you can see my screen. Give me a 1 in the chat if you can see my screen, and I will go ahead and roll the video. Okay, it looks like you can. No, I don't want that there. There we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here we go.
Really,
What you mean we don't have your back?
I have more.
Break that down. Explain how we don't have your back.
Okay, all right. So the narrative, like I said, with the online ish, that's what I said. Y'all ain't nobody trying to clear up no narrative about nothing. Ever since I came back, it was weird. Yes, it was weird. Yeah, I at first, no, I did not. I wasn't too fond of Lauren.
Ever since I came back from maternity leave, things have been weird. And if the truth be told, I'm just paraphrasing. I'm not too fond of Lauren. Y'all, that's what I mean by unqualified. You get what I'm saying? That's another example. Give me definitive. What does weird mean? Give us concrete statements in corporate America. We talk about this all the time. Don't you dare go to HR and talk about how you feel. You need to be able to outline, roll out the offenses by way of fact. It's been weird around here. I don't really like her. Do you not know how crazy you look and how damn unprofessional you sound? At the end of the day, HR, corporations need to know what happened. How you feel is not enough. You know what? Let me continue.
Nah, I wasn't too fond of her when I came back because we had a whole plan. Even how when I came back, how I pick her to fill in for me, right? I come back, she ain't never leave. Then, all right, cool that she don't leave, but she's on only during my segment. If she was meant to be a fourth host, move her in another way. Why she got to be moved in on? Because
this is beyond me. I handpicked her to be my replacement. Now I'm back. Why she's still here? Y'all, y'all finna really tell me this is professional and this is the look of qualified, why she's still here? You do not talk like this online, but you know what? Let's continue to go.
Because nobody had a problem with Jess with the mess until she started reading right. You know what I mean? Till she started reporting. I wasn't hired as a reporter. I was hired as Jess with the mess. So she started reading and delivering details and all that stuff.
Yes.
Then that's when Jess with the mess wasn't good enough no more.
Thank you to the lady that brought it out. I forgot your name. You said when they brought Lauren in, and Lauren appeared to be prepared, ready, capable, qualified, professional, organized, a great presenter, could facilitate a conversation, then people were able to see the gaps between qualified versus unqualified. Glam Rocks, does that help a little bit? People didn't really know until you put her up against a stellar employee, a top performer. Lauren is a top performer. Now, I'm not saying Jess should stay or go. I think she's shooting herself in the foot the more she talks. See, nobody really knew the deficits until another professional woman came into the picture. So is Lauren supposed to pretend like she's not that great? Is Lauren supposed to bring herself down a notch so that Jess can feel secure? Y'all make it make sense. Maybe I'm missing something. Let's continue.
That's how it was presented. So I'm like, all right, cool.
Who said that? Because the internet said
what
that?
are we talking about? No. This is our listeners. This is yeah. Why can't we worry about the comments? And these are people that enjoy the show and watch the show. It's not all about Instagram. It's YouTube. It's like we have people that have been watching the show. Yeah, she's great at what she do. That's why I picked her to fill in for me. But when I came back, it's like, what's going on? If she's gonna be a fourth voice, why she only got to be a fourth voice?
Or correct.
Did you hear what she said? Yeah, she's great at what she does, but I still want her gone. Y'all, she's great at what she does, but basically I still want her out of here. Wow. I'm just saying, the envy, the jealousy, the resentment, all because another woman is good at what she does. We talked about this last Saturday with the young lady that hit the other one in the head with the baton, whacked her a good one. And you know what it really came down to? You whacked her, you hit her because she was winning. Make it make sense for me. Somebody make it make sense. It's jealousy. And we normalize people crashing out and being jealous when we should be saying, hey, you looking real bad. You can't despise somebody because they're good at what they do. You can't despise somebody because of what you feel. You need to get yourself and reel yourself in, Jess. This is not a good look. And no matter how you try to lace it, slice it and dice it, the jealousy, the envy, the coveting is sipping through. Glam Rock says, nope. She may not have chosen the right time to give her grievances, but she's not wrong. Yes, she is. Her heart posture is wrong. You are hating another Black woman. You don't like her. You despise her because she's good at what she does. That's wrong. And should we continue to give life to that? That's not a good employee. That's not a good team player. She wrong. But I'm going to open up the lines. I told y'all we finna get down on it. I'm going to open up the lines. Let's continue.
Correct.
My segment.
She wasn't a fourth voice. She was a producer. She was hired as a news producer to help with getting all news and doing interview questions.
See, and that's why you don't talk what you don't know, Jess. So here she is. She's the fourth voice. And they had to come out and say, no, ma'am, she's not a voice. She's actually the producer of the show. Since you need to know, she's hired as a producer. You know what that means? That's a higher level position. She's creative, she's innovative, but since you want to do this online, now we're going to have to defend her presence. This is all messy. This is all messy.
News producer.
She wasn't on there. When you came back, Lauren was not on there. She was in the back doing questions, sending interview questions, reporting the news. Am I lying?
I thought you
was. She was on air.
They told her don't step in this room.
Yes, but I thought you was using her on purpose.
What? You thought
See, she loud and wrong. She's imagining a scheme that was set up by Todd to come with the bullshit. And they said, to be honest, everybody knew how you felt. We told her don't come out the back room just to appease you. So we deduced her to just coming up with good questions for us to keep you confident and secure in your position because you come in raising hell. Alpha MC said, oh, dang. Let me read. I'm put on my glasses. Lauren's not just a show personality. Lauren is the news producer. Yes. Yes.
I was using Lauren on purpose?
Yes.
No. What are we talking about? No. She didn't leave when I came back. The first day we had a whole situation like, all right, look, this was going to happen. And when it's time for us to roll, it changed.
Let me just ask you this. It's not just about being qualified or unqualified, to be honest with you. There is so much more that goes into being a great employee. And at the end of the day, even though this is a radio segment, she's still an employee. Who comes back raising hell on their first day back from maternity leave because another woman is on the job site? Does that make sense to y'all when it comes to interpersonal skills? I don't care how much of a following you have or you don't have. We need somebody that understands the assignment. We need somebody that can go along and get along until we figure things out. That's very disruptive behavior. But y'all gonna get a chance to speak. But does that make sense to y'all on your first day back? Watch this. It's going to get worse.
No, the first question was about, the only person who asked me about my baby maternity leave was Envy. All right, I walked in. She addressed the hate in the comments. That was the first thing she addressed when I came back. I'm like, what the hell would make her want to think I want to talk about that?
Y'all talk off air, though, right?
So yeah. We started talking off air. But I'm saying
even prior to you even coming back.
So then I felt uncomfortable that first day. So I'm like, all right, look.
It's I feel. You didn't ask me about my baby. Y'all got to stop personalizing shit. You didn't ask me about my baby. He asked me about my baby. And you were talking about work stuff about the comments. So you know what? Now I'm pissed off. Now I'm mad. Let's continue. And look, go ahead.
Thea was like, all right. Well, we'll just take her off air. She was back the next week. All right, cool. Because there was a voice. Y'all wanted her on air. There was a voice. They wanted her there. They wanted her here. There's a place for Lauren in the show. All right, cool. If there's a place for her on the show,
you wanted her
let's
here
do
too,
it
though.
another way. Yeah.
You don't get to call the shot on where another black woman gets to shine. I don't like that. Or any woman. You know what? Find another place for her. Who the hell are you, contractor? That's what ticks me off about this conversation. Who the hell are you? You mad because that girl is good. And the first day you came back, they sent Lauren home because of you. Nah, that's what I'm saying, y'all. I don't care how much you think she's right. Lauren is not her freaking punching bag. Lauren does not become your punching bag because you feel some kind of way about her qualifications. Do y'all get what I'm trying to say? At the end of the day, right, wrong, or indifferent, she cannot attack another black woman because of what she feels. And they sent that girl home. And then she's pissed off because they brought her back the next week. Girl, I wouldn't want to lose a stellar player. You doing too much. You doing way too much. But let's continue. It gets worse.
Because you said you wanted to change the segment from Jess with the Mess to the Lauren.
That was eventually, okay. even when it came down to it still being called Jess with the Mess, and then I'm introducing her to introduce stories. That was pointless and it was stupid. It's no Jess with the Mess. Just make it Brown Girl Grinding or Lauren with the latest or Lauren's Legal Corner. I'm giving ideas. I'm like, yo, I even with the Taylor, yo, change that. Take that Jess with the Mess off of there. I feel like I'm getting credit for something I'm not doing, and it's stupid because this is not what she does. Is not Just with the Mess. I read headlines and I give commentary. I say what people thinking.
I agree. Could I ask a question?
What I'm saying? Yes, she's more of a reporter. She's journalism.
Can I ask a question?
What?
Why didn't you wear the do-rag this morning?
Because
why you joke so much, man?
What you mean?
It's not a do-rag. It's a silk scarf, nigga.
This is too much. I'm gonna tell you this. You do that to me, and Glam Rocks, I agree with you. I hope they work it out, but the damage is done. Now, I don't know Lauren's temperament. She seems like a really nice lady. She seems like a really well-to-do girl. Some people have a little bit more patience, but once you punch somebody and use them as your punching bag and you go on a social media rant, just hilarious, and you do all of this, even if we come or they get to a situation where they work it out, don't forget the impact that it's had on Lauren. Don't forget the fact that Lauren had to eat that. That impacts Lauren too. And we got to stop overlooking what we do and how that can impact somebody because they sit back. Lauren ain't said a word yet. I'm going to bring in her part in a minute.
Yeah, but it's not. It's
not a joke.
I'm
if you want to bring it to the radio, I want to laugh.
It's not a joke.
Okay.
But it's not a joke.
It's a serious issue about it.
It is a serious issue.
Okay, let me just sit back and watch it because I'm not Joe Clark.
Because it's not.
I am actually. Give me my baseball bat.
No, it's now Envy. That's what I'm saying. No, nobody has even tried to clean up the narrative that I'm a villain. Man,
you're not a villain. Who said you a villain?
Yo, stop acting like you don't live in them comments too, Charlotte. Stop acting like you don't understand.
What do I always tell you? I say stop listening to the internet. Stop listening to the comments. Stop listening to the folks on YouTube. Don't let them trick you out your position. What you did last night is what they want you to do, and you can't let the internet win.
No, but look, it's not.
So this is a conversation that literally just happened this morning, y'all. If you're content creators and you want to cover it, just so you don't have to do a lot of research, I'm going to save you some time. This conversation that you're hearing is the follow-up to what Jess did last night. I'm going to play what she said and did last night. It was nasty. Okay, now they're talking about it. They're forced to talk about it on the show this morning. Okay, here we go.
It's not even about what they want me to do. I did last night what I wanted to do, what I felt like I should have been did. I've been asking questions.
So basically what she's saying, I don't give a damn. I did what I wanted to last night. I crashed out on purpose. I aired all of y'all out on purpose. I didn't take no bait from nobody. This is me. Okay.
The internet loves mess.
Ben.
And one of the easiest ways to create mess is to pit people against each other, especially two women. And I don't dwell in that. And y'all know that.
Yeah, but see, this is the thing. You let the internet dictate what's going on. We've had conversations, and this is the thing. This is why I thought it was corny, and it's just me personally. I thought it was corny because we have conversations up here. We just have a meeting. If you had an issue, a problem, a situation, or something that you felt, why you ain't bring it to the team? When you came back, Jess, I pulled you to the side. I said, Jess, if you feel uncomfortable, if you don't want Lauren in the room, this is your show. We can make that the change whenever you want. Did I not say that to you?
Yeah, you did. It's not about wanting her in the room, yo. It's about the segment. Like,
that's a lie. You're not being honest. And you know why you're not being honest? Because you have not reeled in your emotions. You don't know what you want. You came in, you said you was pissed off your first day from maternity leave because in your head, why is she here? They sent her home. He pulled you aside and said, if you are uncomfortable, we're not going to have her here. Now you go back, you say it's not about her being in a room. It's about the segment. It is. Now you're playing games. You're confusing everybody. Just say, I feel a little bit insecure. She has a little bit more experience than I want to change the name of the segment. I no longer like Just with the Mess. Watch this. That's why foolery can only take you so far. See, she was cool with Just with the Mess until a more qualified Black woman entered the picture. Now I don't want to be with the mess no more. Now I don't want to act a fool no more. Oh, okay. And now I want her gone. Y'all, that's not right. I'm sorry.
Like it was like y'all
have that conversation
wanted
off
her.
air. If you had a problem, say it to us. We had a meeting yesterday.
Off air. What
not
is we
like
talking
that.
about?
Not like nobody having my back because we have your back. As far as the Corey Holcomb thing, y'all been beefing for 11 years.
I'm not worried about it's not even about
you. Worried about comments. And you worried about what people say after.
I'm worried about the
comments,
perception
man.
and my reputation. I've been on the show.
They've been ishing on me for 15 years. They've been ishing on Charlotte for 15 years.
That's on you. And the things that people ish on me for is on me.
I don't let it affect me because I know who I am as a person. I don't give a F what them people say in the comments. I know who I am. I know what I do. You let them people get in the comments and F with you. You're great at what you do.
Everybody simmer down.
Like you are dope.
She's very dope.
You let them people piss you off. No, F them niggas. You nice. Like what you do is funny.
I tell her that all the time on air.
You brought that energy that we needed to the Breakfast Club. Yeah. And you let a bitch ass person in the comments say something to stare you up. I tell F them niggas.
We don't even know who these people are.
They could be bots and all that. But, and we doing it on air when we could have did it behind the scenes.
He makes an excellent point. What are you doing? We cannot operate like this in front of all these people. Now we're on air. You never let people see how messy your house is. Now you put all of our house. I'm not saying we can't talk about it, but why did you do it that way? That's wrong. That's what he's saying. That's what he's trying to get her to understand. Come on, you got to be better than this. We got to be more tightened up than this. We got to button up. Y'all, that's all I'm trying to say. I have to agree with DJ Envy on that. I have to. That's what I mean by unqualified. This might be too big for her. It may be too big of a role for her. She may need to grow in her seat in a different position. Because when the shit hits the fan and it gets real, it's the Breakfast Club. You got to show that you can handle the pressure. You cannot afford to crash out and attack your team members.
Like I F with you the long way, not on some internet-ish. And they hear that through there. This whack,
it sounds very light skinned. Well, let's go to the phones. 1-800-585.
It got heated on the Breakfast Club this morning because she personalized it when she went off last night and crashed out. Should we go to the crash out tape before we open the lines? Miss Curvy Cutie said, yes, this is too much for Jess. She is not ready. Y'all, let me explain something to you. Oh, I told you it's going to be tough. As a particular people, When you step into different roles, ain't nobody got time to hold your hand. Whether it's corporate America, whether it's television, reality TV, you got the job because they feel like you're capable of it. There is little to no room for growth when it comes to your interpersonal skills. Nobody's going to walk you through how to be an adult. Either you know it or you don't. And Jess has proven to me that she's not ready for this type of success, because with success comes pressure. You have to have a level of an emotional intelligence. You have to have a level of self-discipline where you got to eat that shit. And you cry behind closed doors with people you trust. But when you crash out on, and half the time when you listen, she ain't said nothing that happened to her. It's just feelings and emotions. Nobody knows where all of this is coming from, but I'll tell you where it's coming from. Insecurities. Okay. Should we go to her crash out and then open the lines? Thank you, Southern Belle Gal. GA Peach says that part. Okay. Gen X with the flex say now they may get better ratings. They might. Today may be a good day for them. Erica says F being friends in this business. But here's the thing. You don't have to be friends to do business. You don't have to be best friends. And we talked about that. If the quicker people can learn that, but you damn sure ain't got to be enemies. And I think a lot of times as women, we think it's one or the other. You don't know how to be cordial. You don't know how to do the right thing when things don't go your way. You don't know how to act. You don't know how to get out of your own head and disrupt any negative thinking that you may have or perceived about this one or that one. You don't know how to pull yourself out of that and put yourself back in the game. All right, here we go. Glam says play it. Glam Rock say play it. Here we go, y'all. This is the crash out.
I've called and I've asked many times. That's what I got told. She's a producer. Oh, okay, cool. So I ain't asked no more. She's only on my segment. So I'm like, all right. I'm putting shit together because that's what I do. I put shit together. All right, here we go. So Shorty must about to be on the show. That's exactly what I put in my fucking head before anybody decided to come and tell me again. So I did another round of asking, all right, what are we doing? All right, well, we've always, this is the boss. We've always considered having a fourth seat. Well, when the fuck was y'all gonna tell me that? When was your, and then this is months after I came back. This was like 2 months after I came back from maternity leave. We've always, ever since Angela Yee left, we said that we would consider having 4 seats. So why, when me and Claudia Jordan did the guest co-hosting, or me and Kendra G did the guest co-hosting, did everybody say, oh, it ain't gonna work with 4 people? Why, right? Why was that ever?
See, that's when she goes wrong. A lot of people don't like their names brought up and shit. You get what I'm saying? A lot of people be like, listen, if you got a qualm with them, keep my name out of it, girl, because listen, I might need to go back and work. I don't want to be in that. And I understand you and I understand your qualm, but that's your fight. So she's wrong when she starts to Claudia Jordan, Angela Yee, this person, that person. Baby, that's your rant. That's your crash out. You got to stand on that. Leave them other women out of that.
Even said, why wasn't that something that was presented at the jump, like from jump at the top of the shit? That's what I want to know, right? But I'm still playing. I'm still here, mind you. I'm not playing the game. I'm just still here with it because I'm in this. This is a fucking contract. This ain't no part-time little shit that I got. I got a contract that I negotiated and I got it. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm on air. She over talks. She's over talking me. Lauren knows she does this shit. Whatever. I've told her about this shit many a times. She over talks me. I'm like, yo, shut up.
I'm finna end this live because y'all can't tell me y'all think this woman is qualified for this position. Y'all cannot sit here and tell me you think this lady is qualified for this, that she can look at another woman. Yeah, she overtalks. I done told her about this shit before. Shut up. Come on, y'all. Are you kidding me? Are we gonna do that today? I'm gonna drop the link in a minute.
All right. Or hush, be quiet. Yeah, that clip that y'all saw. Yes. Shut up. Be quiet. Yeah, I've said that. And I've meant that. You know what I mean? That's the only way to get it a hush. So I'm like, all right, cool. One day I told her, because I went in the comments, I'm like, all right, people don't like that. All right, whatever. You know, I'm not her mother. She's another grown woman. I have to respect this lady, but she's not gonna keep talking over me, yo. I'm already confused on why the fuck she's still here. You know what I mean? Like on air, not in the building, on air, right? So I'm like, all right. I told her, be quiet the next day. Charlemagne texts me and he says, yo, don't tell her be quiet. You tell her shut up. Play into that narrative of y'all beefing, y'all not liking each other. Why the fuck would we do that? But I'm like, you know what? All right, cool. She cool with it. I'm cool with it because I'm not a be quiet type of bitch anyway. I am a shut up type of bitch. Ask my kids, right?
Wait a minute. You over there talking to them kids like that? She said, ask my kids. Just let me find out. I don't know.
Even the 7-month-old, ask her. So then I asked again. I'm like, all right, so she's going to be the fourth host. That's what it is. Whenever we do find that, you know what I'm saying? It's just a bunch of beating around the bush, y'all. So look, she started doing the news. I'm like, all right, look, that's her segment. Take me off that shit. Y'all give her that shit. Take me off that shit. This is her segment. Now, I've called and I've asked many times. That's what I got told. She's producer. Oh, okay, cool. So I ain't asked no more. She's only on my segment. So I'm like, all right. I'm putting shit together because that's what I do. I put shit together. All right, here we go. So Shorty must about to be on the show. That's exactly what I put in my fucking head before anybody decided to come and tell me again. So I did another round of asking, all right, what are we doing? All right, well, we've always.
All right, so that was that. Lauren responds really quickly. Let me play that, and we're going to open up the lines. Here's Lauren.
Because this is East Side High, West Side, whatever high we going to be, we here and we together, so we got to figure this out. And it's not, everything's not a joke. And I can understand some of where you was coming from, but bro, part of that live I thought was crazy. I'm like, what, Jess? Like,
what part did you think was crazy?
What part? Because like, it's not like you didn't hear anything in that live that I haven't said to you.
I heard a lot that you didn't say to me.
Okay, so what part did I not say to you?
Okay, so the part about the talking over each other and the hush, be quiet, because you talk about how you feel in real time, right?
Yeah,
I'm feeling in real time. That be quiet. That was crazy. The shut up. I was like, oh, okay, because what we really giving up here? Like, what's up?
Okay,
right?
But I didn't. None of that was said. You didn't say anything about that.
And then when I pulled you into the office with our EP with Eddie, the first thing I said to you was, Jess, we fighting for airtime and it shouldn't be like that. I want to know what can I do better as a producer? What can we do better as the two women sitting right here next to each other to make sure that don't happen, because it doesn't look good. It's not going to play well for either one of us.
I literally swear to God, I don't even remember you saying that.
And that's exactly why I had.
Wow. Unqualified versus qualified. Lauren says, I pulled you in with the EP. I pulled you in an environment where we can have a solution-based conversation, a neutral party. I did what I was supposed to do. I went through the chain of what, y'all? The chain of command. I started with the executive producer because I'm telling you, this doesn't look good. Can we get it together? What do you recommend? How can we make it better? That is a qualified individual versus unprofessional, undeveloped. Thank you, the Estate Noir. Professional versus unprofessional. We're not doing this. Let me tell you something. Everybody's not going to get in the mud with you. Everybody's not going to respond to your rants, your crashing out. Some people don't want to deal with that. That shit is toxic. It's dark. It's heavy. And if you choose to do all that and they don't, they understand that it's not productive to go that route. Thank you, Alpha MC. She says, this is how you handle this situation. Oh, I done lost the comment. This is how you handle the situation. Lauren came to Jess to settle whatever beef they have. Jess disregarded what was discussed and then went online to, what's CO? Oh, to crash out and blast the entire team for her feelings. Some people ain't looking for resolution. And I feel like that was Jess. She's not looking for a resolution. She needs to, that's just her style of communication. Conflict resolution. Here we go. Let's continue. But Lauren went, hold on.
At Eddie in the room or EP
I don't
to have
understand.
have the
never
conversation.
ever heard that.
Because
when you've pulled me to the side a few times to ask me, you know, are you okay? How do you feel like about the stories and things like that? You've never said what you just said to me. Now listen, I have said, hush, shut up. That, yo, you overtalk. And like I said, I'm not about to be up here fighting for no mic. Like, I'm not doing that. If I already got the job, like, what am I doing? Like,
Just did not hear shit she said. Qualified versus unqualified. She didn't hear anything that the other woman at the table said to her. Lauren said, I want to work this out. Just went right back to what she wanted to talk about in the drama. The girl offered you a solution. Qualified versus unqualified. Qualified understands the bigger picture. How can we move forward? Let me play it. Just is not hearing anything. Qualified versus unqualified. That's why I got y'all's opinions early on before I showed her in real time. You can lead the horse to the water, but you can't make them drink. You can bring them to the table, but you can't. They have to excel on their own. That's not your job. They have to show themselves approved. And it ain't really her versus Lauren. This is Jess versus Jess, in my opinion. Divine Sparkle says Jess didn't hear anything, nothing. You know why? Because you hear and you see what you want to hear and see. Lauren said, I didn't do that with you because I didn't want to do that. I didn't come to you while you were in that state of mind because I didn't want to do that. I knew that wouldn't be good. I needed to go find somebody that was qualified to facilitate this conversation. You know what she was saying? Because you cuckoo. I'm not going to go around and around with you.
Like, I'm not. It's four voices. Three of us are very opinionated. You know what I mean? Me, you, and Charlamagne. I'm not saying Envy don't got no opinion, but he don't jump in every single time there's dead air. You know what I'm saying? When you overtalk. And it's like the only time you can quiet down is somebody be like, shut up or hush.
My mom don't even tell me shut up, Jess. I'm a grown ass woman.
And I understand. You could have said that on air right then and there.
But you could have said that right on air then and there. For what? You could have said that right then and there. Girl, everybody ain't like you. Everybody don't enjoy controversy like you. That's the beauty of diversity. Cool heads prevail. Everybody ain't gonna meet you in that sunken place. Then you should have said something. You should have spoke on it. For what? You're not in a place to receive. It would have been a cluster F. Okay, we almost done. Get your thoughts ready. Write down your points. I'm about to open up these lines.
But right after when you say you put me in office, you never put me nowhere to tell me that.
Because the way that I do things when it comes to my job and my career, that's not what we on. And I told you from the jump, I was never going to give that to you.
Okay.
Ever. And I did I not? Our first conversation, I said, if I ever have an issue with you, I'm going to handle it in a way where we can get through a conversation because we grown. And regardless, you don't got to love me. You don't got to like me, but we here together. I'm here.
And listen, like I said earlier,
I don't know either one of them. I don't know either one of them. But Lauren says, I'm not going to give that to you. You're not going to pull me into this online debate. You're not going to pull me into this social media drama. I'm not giving that to you. That may be your style. That's not mine. It's a long game for me when it comes to my career. I will set up something behind the scenes if you're able to talk. But all of that, you can't get that from me. And for that, I'm going to have to say, hats off to Lauren. Let's continue.
Earlier, the internet loves mess.
Yes, you are here.
And one of the easiest ways to create mess is to pit women against each other.
And you're here because of an opportunity that I extended.
Regardless
like that's no. I'm not sitting here like you don't deserve to be here. I'm not sitting here like you're not here. You're not going anywhere. That's not. Well, that's first and foremost. Let's get that. It may be my delivery or whatever. But yeah, you are here. I ain't never say you shouldn't be here. I said from the whole jump, yeah, Shorty do the job. Great. She's amazing. That's why I want it to be her segment.
Yes, you did. You said why she's still here when you came back. I'm sorry, y'all. What happened? Let me go back. You said why she's still here. When it comes to when you got back from your maternity leave. Unfortunately, y'all, I just messed myself up. I clicked out of the video. That's just my cue to open up the lines. I think Lauren handled herself beautifully. I'm sorry. I don't know either one of them. Today was my first day watching them navigate a tough conversation, and I'm going to have to roll with Lauren on how she handled herself. Let me go ahead and open up the lines. Listen, I can't give you all day to express your point. I'm going to need you to manage your own time. Please try to keep it at 90 seconds because I'm sure we're going to have people that want to come and express their thoughts. There's no right. There's no wrong. You have the floor to talk your talk, walk your walk, unfiltered, period, point blank. We can push back on each other, but let's keep it short, sweet, no longer than 90 seconds. I'll take the first caller whenever you're ready. Whenever you're ready. All right, was that not an excellent, thank you, Linda. My moderator put up a reminder. She put up a reminder. Excellent, thank you, Linda. Tammy, you're going to have to mute all devices. As a reminder for anybody coming up, your devices must be muted in the background. So I'm going to let Tammy do that. And welcome, Fruit Gummy. Good morning, Queen.
Good morning, Queen. Good morning, Palace. Good morning, chat. I wanted to say that you were spot on, Queen. And I want to, like I said, I'm putting on my HR professional hat with this. Everything that Jess Hilarious did in this scenario was a corporate no, okay? The first thing I want to call out, executives don't have to tell you what they're going to do with other talent. It happens all the time, whether you're in the business, meaning you're actively working, or if you're on maternity leave. At the end of the day, business central goal is to keep business running. Then number 2, she is underqualified. Underqualified doesn't just mean that you can do the bare minimum of actually performing the duties. When you have a resume, when you get a job description, there are certain core competencies that you have to be able to exhibit, and being professional and knowing how to act in the workplace is one of them. Contrary to popular belief, being likable in the workplace is a trait you need to possess. Then number 3, this all boils down to jealousy. It's not because Jess has postpartum. It isn't because, people were doing something shady. When she's going on this tantrum, she always goes back to Lauren in that I gave her this opportunity. Wow. I told this person to put her in this position. So it's not coming from the right heart posture. And if I can leave in my 90 seconds for anyone that is working, no matter where you're working at, you handle yourself like a business, meaning you have the ability to pivot and you have the ability to stay focused on what the goal is. Get out of your feelings, because the business don't care about feelings. They care about fact and outcome. And I'm done.
Well said from an HR professional. If you would like to hang out, Fruit Gummy, because I don't know if you're between calls, just in case we need your HR expertise, please feel free to do so.
Will do.
Okay, thank you so much. Let me go to Glam Rock. I see everybody. Hang tight. I'm not going to skip you. I promise I'm coming to you. Let me go to Glam Rocks. Welcome, Glam Rocks.
Hi, everybody.
Good morning.
Okay, good morning. Thank you for letting me up. And what I have to say is I'm not stating that the way Jess handled it was wrong. Jess is in her feelings, and I do think she's being she's dealing with postpartum. I understand it was not the professional way or the HR way everybody wants her to respond. However, if she gave Lauren the opportunity, Lauren came on. They put Lauren as a producer while she was on leave. I guess she expected them to be closer than that. Then Lauren would know. You come back, your friend that you gave a position has accepted a position, and Lauren should. Lauren shouldn't dumb down herself for nothing. I think Lauren is good. I think Lauren is good at what she does. But now y'all sitting next to each other, and y'all just did get jealous. But I guess like Latrice just told me in the comments, it's not about friendship. I guess she gave her opportunity. She came on. She was good at what she did. They promoted her to producer, and she just feel like Lauren could have told me. Y'all could have told me a lot of changes were made. You know, when I came back, now I gotta adjust to Lauren being over me. So that's all I'm trying to say. She did not handle it the professional way, but I can understand her grievance. And I guess you ain't got no friends in the workplace.
I told you that long time ago on corporate segment. I don't know if you remember we've been saying that in the palace, watch the workplace, but I will say this. I don't know if they were friends. I don't know the extent of their relationship or why just see. That's why it's important just to reel in your thoughts and say, I recommended you, and here's why. I don't know if they had a friendship or not, but I'm gonna say no, because I heard Just Glam Rock say, I never liked her. I never really cared for her. You know, let me keep it real. And number two, I heard, and I want you to, give me your thoughts. Number two, I also heard, so what it sounds like is while Jess was out on maternity leave, Lauren received a promotion. So that's a fact. Number one, Lauren
Right.
received a promotion, y'all. So I don't know if that's any of Jess's business if they're not friends. So I don't know if I would give you that level of detail if you don't like me, because she says she didn't like her. And the third thing is, Glam Rocks, they said they pulled her aside. Lauren said, are you okay? Is there anything we can do to problem solve? DJ Envy pulled her aside and said, if you don't want her in the room, she's not in the room. So it seems like it was a collective group effort to make her feel as comfortable as possible. What are your thoughts on that before I go to the next person?
I just think Jess should resign. Go ahead, you done messed it up the way you handled this, and you ain't got no friends at the workplace, so I need to learn this now. I can't go out to dinner with y'all no more this weekend. And no, but for real, I do think that she had to be Jess' friend. I think Jess is lying about that. You would not recommend someone to fill in for you if you did not see that she was good at what she did or she was not a friend. Jess is upset because she was promoted, and now Jess is fighting for airtime, and Jess did not handle this correctly. Yeah, that's all I have
Excellent.
to say.
Excellent point. Okay. Feel free to hang out if you like Glam Rocks. I'm going to go
Got
to
to get
Tammy.
back to the patients, so I'll
Okay.
be
Okay.
down.
Gotcha. Tammy Bolts, let's try you again. And Nicole Allen, you're up next. And then we're going to go to Missy Pete, Stephanie James, and Trey. All right. I might throw Trey in after Tammy. Uh,
Yes, there's a such thing as emotional immaturity, and that's what I see in Jess. There's a difference between um how do I put it, listening to comprehend and listening just to respond. And that's what she was doing, listening just to respond. And if I'm correct, during that year that Angela had left and people they were trying out, Lauren was one of the people that was vying for the job as well. So they were competing against each other. They just happened to go with Jess instead of Lauren, but they offered Lauren a job behind the scenes as a producer.
okay.
So
Okay. Well, thank you for coming up, Tammy. Excellent point.
have a good day.
Okay, you too. You too. I'm gonna go to Nicole, and then I'm gonna go to Trey, and then I'm gonna spin the block with Missy and Stephanie. Okay, let's go to Nicole Allen. Welcome to the palace. You have the floor. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, good morning. So listen, I'm speaking on from a former professional radio in radio in the 90s when before social media. And I saw talent get walked off all the time. I think a lot of times talent think they're bigger than the show. They're bigger than the production, and that's where they get lost. Jess is, I say I always compare reality TV stars to, Oscar winner talent. They get caught up in the popularity, the social media popularity, that they don't really understand the work that goes into it. And so when they get put in certain positions that they're not, and I know I don't think she's qualified for this reason. When they get put in positions where they actually have to perform, they can't deliver. So when you give a reality TV star a script, they can't deliver the lines because they're caught up in the popularity and not the actual training. Jess never got the training. Yes, she's been on radio before, but not on a national level. That's New York radio. That's big radio. That's iHeart. And my thing is, when I saw her, on maternity leave doing all these comedy show gigs, I'm like, okay, you're still being paid by iHeart while you're on maternity leave, and you're showing them that you're out traveling, you're doing your comedy. So that's showing them that you're not really serious about this position. And then you have this young lady here that's actually serious. She knows the industry, she knows the format, she knows the business, that's coming in and showing you out. And when she came back, and I think because of all the internet chatter, when she came back, she already was in a bad spirit, a bad attitude because of all the backlash from the internet, that she came in there with a bad attitude. So no, I don't think she's qualified, and I don't think she's gonna stay. I think this is gonna pretty much be the end. I don't know how they're gonna do it or how soon they're gonna do it, but radio is very conservative, and you got to know how to play the corporate game. You got to learn how to play the corporate long game, and that's what Lauren is doing. And Jess is just playing the internet game. And I think it's gonna be. It's unfortunate because that was a very good gig for her. It was a steady paycheck. And it's going to be hard for anybody else to take her seriously at this point, because now you done went and bashed your employer all over the internet. That's like going to a job interview and bashing your current employer. I mean, that job is not going to take you seriously. So I think that, she's going to have to recover from this, but I think it's over.
All right. Well, thank you, Nicole. Thank you for coming up. And like she said, Nicole is not just talking, y'all. She has professional experience in radio. So this is very important points that she was able to bring to the conversation. We appreciate you, Nicole.
You're welcome.
All right. Let's go with Trey real quick. Trey, welcome to the palace. I see everybody else. Hold tight. Missy Pete, you're up next. Trey, what are your thoughts?
Hey, Queen, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, we can hear you. You got it.
Okay, perfectly. Perfect. I just want to say thank you for allowing me to speak. I'm gonna try to be quick here. I totally agree with Nicole and everyone before me, and even with you, Queen, about with the comments that you had about Jess. I think my empathy kind of starts and stops with the fact that she was on maternity leave. Like, she was out having a whole nother human while all of this was transpiring. But unfortunately, she let the comments and everything that was going on at the office go to her head. And also, those comments were the same things that kind of pushed the other young lady, Lauren, to the forefront, if you really think about it. I do honestly think that we are being a little bit too harsh on I feel like we are expecting professionalism from Jess that we're not expecting from the radio station. The fact that we're sitting around here talking about this conversation that never had been aired live is just as ghetto as some of the stuff that was coming out of Jess's mouth, in my honest opinion. Yes, they might be signing the checks, but it just goes to show when a company doesn't like you, they will do everything they can to show you that they want you to leave without having to pay you. That's all I feel like this was. This was just a big setup for her to start her crash out to her downfall. They did this on purpose. I don't like Envy and Charlemagne. They were gaslighting her the entire time before Lauren came on, and I just feel like they pushed the needle to allow her to jump off the bridge just a little bit quicker. But yeah, I do believe that she was terrible for the position. The fact that she got the job over Claudia, who was a seasoned professional who sat on the radio with Jamie Foxx of all people for years. The fact that she got the job over her is just mind-boggling to me. But that's all. That's all I have, and I just thank you once again.
Excellent. Now listen, I'm sorry. I just learned something. You touched on every point that's favorable to everybody. I just took notes. I love how you did that. Thank you, Trey. We appreciate a man coming up and speaking and giving a great assessment, like a 360 assessment. Thank you so much.
Oh, no problem.
All right. Thank you. That's Trey, everybody. He's been popping up lately. We hope to continue to see him in the palace and on the panel. Missy Pete, you got next.
Hi, Queen. I just want to say that I think that the situation overall is unfortunate. Um, I think that the radio station allowed Jess to, I think that it's when it started last night, but I think that them allowing the conversation that they had this morning to take place on the radio um, was a huge misstep. As an HR professional, if I were the HR manager or business partner for iHeartRadio, I would have never allowed this to happen on air. I feel like this situation has been brewing, and people outside of that room should have gotten wind of it. And it sounds like they did have wind of it before. All of this should have been mitigated off air, and it should have been done before Jess crashed out. I feel like from an HR perspective, they knew that it was going to get to this point and it was a matter of time, and they allowed it to happen because they do want her gone. And I don't think that she's going to stop here. I think that because Jess is professionally underdeveloped,
Mm,
she does not have the right team in her corner to
mm.
tell her, hey, be quiet. It's okay to be quiet. Silence speaks volume. Um, but I do think that she's going to continue to crash out. I don't think that it's going to stop here. I agree with the gentleman that spoke before. Charlemagne and Envy are both gaslighting her. Um, I do think that there has to be a distinction between the maternity leave aspect and the rest of this, because I don't think that this has anything to do with maternity leave, except for maybe the fact that if she was taking other gigs. I don't follow Jess like that. If she was working while she was on maternity leave, then she was lending to show this isn't a priority to me. But as a whole, I feel like the radio station leadership, they should have gotten involved, and they do have a responsibility to get involved.
I got you, Missy. Missy, we having a good time over here. They got you, Missy. We gave you excellent points. Feel free to hang out, Missy. We got you. The moderators tip the time clock on you. But excellent points. That's Missy P. Y'all try to keep it to 90 seconds, okay? I gave Missy 2 minutes and 30 seconds. We love those points you made, but I just had to have a little fun with you, Missy, if that's all right with you. All right, so listen, I hope Missy is not upset with me. Stephanie
Not at all.
James, welcome.
Hi, good morning, everybody. First off, I want to say that I do agree with Trey about Claudia being the choice. I think she probably would have been picked for the maternity leave had that fiasco with Fox Soul not happened and they just went with Lauren. But Jess has yet to take accountability. She saw when she came there, she didn't come there prepared. It was all about giggles, and she was able to glide through. But when it came to being prepared for her job, she never did that. She wouldn't even completely read the stories. She would decide which ones that she would read and then would tear them up. She also, when she came back, she could see that in the comments that people were saying they just needed her to be prepared. They needed her to show interest. They needed her to do her job. And she read those comments, but she never bothered to step up her game. So I kind of feel like she did this to herself. She needed more training, but she never bothered to prepare herself for her job with the Breakfast Club the way she did for her comedy shows.
Oh, so do you feel like really quick that it came down to a lack of preparation and being like a self-starter?
Yes, a lack of preparation. I think she thought that jokes would just get her through, but any subject or whatever story that she read, it was like it was the first time that she was reading it that morning. She never did any research, and oftentimes when she talked about the stories that she would read, it was inaccurate because she wasn't prepared to even discuss it. So she never knew what she was talking about. And you couldn't have her to do the interviews with the guest that would come on there the way that Lauren did, because she would not prepare. When they was doing that interview with Wendy, there was a video that she was literally online scrolling up and down Instagram.
Oh, wow. Can somebody send me that real quick? If you have it, please inbox
Yeah,
it
it
to
was
me.
on
Yeah.
It was I saw it on the shade room, and then it was also on YouTube, but I forget who it was, but it was literally a video of her while they were doing the interview and everybody's asking these questions. Wendy is speaking. There was a video of her overhead and she was literally scrolling through Instagram. And I see my time is up, Linda.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for honoring that. I think Fruit Gummy, before we go to Patricia, y'all make sure, and How I See It is up next. Make
Yes.
sure you have, I'm gonna go ahead and mute you up, Stephanie. Listen to the audience that are tuned in. If you have my Instagram, if you have that quick clip, if you can send it so we can play it real quick, that will be awesome. Fruit Gummy, did you want to jump in there as an HR
I
professional real quick?
I did. I wanted to plus one to what the last caller said, and also give credence to. I don't think she wanted to get better. She just wants to be liked. If you go back to the second interview where they were discussing, it was actually the post interview of when they were discussing Wendy Williams. Lauren said that she called Just Hilarious around 4 a.m. to prepare her for the interview they were going to have with Wendy to give her articles to read. And Jess laughingly said, and I cussed her out about it too.
What?
Yes. So just wanted to give another example, like as the caller was saying. So she didn't want to get better. She wants to be liked.
Wow. Let's go to Patricia Turner. Welcome. Wow.
Good morning, Queen Cat, everyone. How are you?
Good
I just
morning and
wanted
happy
to
Wednesday.
piggyback off of what. Thank you. I just want to piggyback off what everyone else said as far as Jess was not prepared for this position. She was in the beginning when they went like back and forth, back and forth. She had the position, she didn't have it, she had it, she didn't have it. It wasn't serious for her. She wanted to do her comedy, but she wanted to be seen also. Also, at that point when I can't remember exactly what happened, but it was like she kind of crashed. She was pregnant and she kind of crashed out um during the episode. I don't remember exactly what it was that happened, but I forgot the point I was trying to make. I'm sorry. Um
Gather your
she just
thoughts. Let
wasn't
me go to the
prepared.
next
She
person.
just wasn't
Gather your
prepared. She was
thoughts.
not prepared. She wasn't
Gotcha.
prepared. And she shouldn't have been put in that position. Period. Point blank.
Gotcha. Let me ask y'all something real quick before How I See It TV comes in, who's another content creator here, wonderful content creator here on YouTube. Just to the panel and to the chat channel, I mean, and to the panel, when I call your name, feel free to come off mute and just give me a yes or a no. Let me ask you this. As it relates to being unprepared, undeveloped, they're all kind of the same. If you find yourself in a position where you are literally, some people call it imposter syndrome, but you are so overwhelmed with the opportunity, there's just, it's too much. If that ever happens, and when it does, should the individual resign themselves? I'm going to start with you, Patricia. I'll go to Stephanie. Okay, I'll go to Missy P. Can y'all not hear me?
Yes.
Okay, yes. Fruit Gummy, should they resign themselves?
If they have no desire to improve, then yes.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody. Okay, How I See It TV. You're up next. Welcome to the palace.
Hi, Queen. When you check your DM, you're gonna see. I was like, Queen, I really want to hear your thoughts on this. And shockingly, I came on YouTube and you were live talking about it. So perfect. But everybody basically said everything that I wanted to say. I don't know if you know this, but before they were dragging their feet a little bit to announce that she was going to join the Breakfast Club, and so she leaked the story before they actually confirmed that she was going to join. So it kind of forced them, in my opinion, to say, okay, yes, she got the spot. Also, I feel like they also underestimated Lauren a little bit. They underestimated her ability to hold that chair. They saw her as more of a behind the scenes worker. And then when she got her chance to show that she's really that girl, she popped out and showed them. And everybody talked about the Wendy interview last week. I was going to touch on that too. She was scrolling on her phone. She even said during the interview, "Oh, I didn't know that." What? How do you not know? This is a huge interview. The whole thing that's surrounding Wendy Williams is huge.
And
How
she
do you
knew.
not know? That's
Didn't Lauren
crazy.
call her at 4 a.m. to prepare?
Yes, she did. She did say that. Hopefully somebody can find the clip for you quickly so that you can see for yourself. Even when they were talking about Portia too, there was things that Jess didn't know, and I felt like that was crazy. And a lot of the comments were saying like when Jess isn't there, people didn't really miss her. Lauren was great. They should just keep Lauren. And I think she started to feel the pressure of that. And this is why she's crashing out right now. Her
Excellent point. How I
insecurities is
see
getting the
TV.
better of her. But thank you. I gotta drop down.
Okay, no problem, no problem. Excellent points from How I See It TV. Let me say this, y'all, this has been a hell of a conversation, like from start to finish. Like everybody has had different viewpoints, very diverse thoughts that they've brought something everybody has given us something to consider that we did not initially consider. I want to say this, and I want to get y'all's thoughts on it to the ladies on the panel. That's my dog. He want to speak his piece. Hold on.
Say what you
All
gotta
right.
say, Benji.
Go ahead.
I was saying, say what you gonna say, Benjamin.
Listen, they like, hold on, I want to speak it. So I believe Lauren is the perfect example of what's for you is for you. Follow me very closely. Lauren did not make the first round. She did not make the first draft pick. She was overlooked. She went up against some heavy hitters, not because they were qualified or not qualified. She went up against Claudia Jordan. She went up against Jess Hilarious, women that had more notoriety, quote unquote, more visibility, quote unquote, more fandom, quote unquote. Lauren took it. She swallowed it. She didn't downplay any of their skills, their achievements, their traits, because what's for you is for you. She took her marbles and she went elsewhere, only to be asked to come back and then elevated at the end. She was more than qualified, but sometimes you go up against entities and personalities, and if you can just wait, because what's for you is always for you, and if you can just wait and not crash out, God will seat you where you belong. Can't nobody stop what's for you but you. What are your thoughts, Stephanie James? Next person, Missy Pete, what are your thoughts?
I agree.
Fruit Gummy.
I agree. What's for you will certainly be for you.
And can't nobody stop it but you.
That part.
But you. Lauren was going to be where Lauren was going to be no matter what. And I know, Just, you keep saying, but I gave it to you. No, you were just a vessel for her greatness. That was ordained. You was just a vessel. You was just a vessel, period. So sometimes we got to stop fighting people that are trying to bring us along in a place that God or whatever you believe in is trying to take you. That's all I'm trying to say. Because can't nobody do nothing to you but you. This was a hell of a conversation. I kind of don't want it to end, but somebody just sent me a clip. Let me play the clip. And then give me 1 second. Feel free to offer your final thoughts, Fruit Gummy and or Missy Pete.
Thank you, Queen. I will say this is the perfect example when we're talking about imposter syndrome, insecurity, and jealousy, how you truly can be your own worst enemy. If Jess Hilarious would have just leaned into her own natural talents, that would have been a dynamic duo. Have Lauren come in with the hard hitting facts, then you have her comedic dynamic, and it would have been a beautiful thing to see. But when you deviate from the path that's set up for you, you're going to trip yourself up. And I want to also point out another thing that could have also altered what the executives were going to do. Keep in mind the new political climate we're in. They potentially needed someone who could not only do the commentating that Jess Hilarious did, but also have someone that can bring the hard hitting facts.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Fruit Gummy. Missy, did you want to jump in?
This is just going to be a lesson for Jess. It's going to cost her financially and professionally, and I hope she's able to recover and learn from it.
I hope so too. I saw a comment made by Glam Rock. She said she hopes that Jess comes out and apologize. I hope so too. I hope her heart ain't that hard and cold. I think it's a beautiful thing when women can display vulnerability. It humanizes you. That we show it better when we lean in with our softer sides as opposed to gladiatorish behavior. That's not a state of mind that you can remain in everywhere you go, every time you show up. People don't want to deal with you. It's not that they don't like you. It's not that they're not wishing the best for you. But after a while, it becomes taxing. It just becomes too hard to navigate. You become unpredictable. And one thing about people is when they become unsafe with you, they back off. They don't know. So Jess, I really hope if they do keep you, that you kind of pivot immediately until you figure things out immediately. Thank you, ladies, for coming up. I appreciate everybody. I was trying to see if I could find that clip, but I can't. I can, but I cannot display it from the way I need to because it doesn't allow me to fast forward. Fast forward. Let me see if I can. Hold on. Give me 1 second. And if not, we're just going to log off. Hold on. Give me 1 second. If it pops up, we'll show it. If not, we're done. Give me one. It's a few seconds. I'm trying to populate. Hold on. Give me one. Thank you for your patience, everybody. Thank you for your patience. I'm trying to get in here. Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to do what I need to do in the amount of time that I would like to. I just don't want to hold everybody up. I'm just going to read a couple of comments. Zeta Clemens says Claudia Jordan did a much better job than Jess. Hate her or love her. They went with Jess. You know what? I'm glad they went with Jess over Claudia. Claudia is I think Claudia is great. I think she's safe, but I think there's a level of overexposure when it comes to Claudia, and there's nothing new that we would see or learn about her flavor and her zest. What y'all think, ladies?
That's an interesting perspective on that, Queen. Can you elaborate?
Yeah. Have you ever eaten the same thing over and over?
Yeah.
And it's not that you don't like it. Every now you just got a taste for something else. I see Claudia everywhere. We've seen her, we've heard her. Claudia is kind of monotone to me.
Yeah, I think she does better in a panel setting. However, I do see what you're talking about. Considering
Yeah.
coming off of having her own show on Fox Soul, then she does her independent thing. They having something fresh and new was what they were trying to do.
It's like that coworker that's been working at the company for 20 years. Yes, they're good at what they do. Yes, they can present well. But sometimes we just need fresh blood to shake things up. We know what we're going to get out of this package, and it's good, and it's a staple item, and it's very faithful. But let me see what else I can shake. And so I'm glad they picked Just over Claudia. I don't think Claudia would have brought much to the show by way of dynamicism and personality. Now, that's just my opinion. My opinion.
I think for the audience that they have. I think if it was a different audience that they were reaching out to, it could work. But with the audience they have.
Yes, I agree. Erica, but let me tell you why Claudia gets let me play. Let me play. Hold on. Somebody not play it. Let me read it if I didn't delete it. Somebody made a really good point. How I see a TV. Thank you for the 2P. She says Lauren's more versatile. That's making Jess insecure. Well, she's sharp. She's sharp. She's versatile. She's appealing to the audience. This has nothing to do with looks. And she's fluid. She's like water. Where you need me in the back? Okay. They don't want to see my face. That's fine. That's a keeper. That's a keeper. That's a number one stunner. If you ask me, she's not going to make waves. She understands the assignment and she's there to work for the good of those involved. In my opinion. And feel free to jump in. You don't have to wait on me to call on y'all, ladies. Let me go. Somebody made a comment about having an agent. And I don't know if Jess has an agent or not, but I would probably say Claudia does, which is why we see her a lot everywhere. And that's the benefit of having a professional go out and headhunt for you positions, roles, and opportunities. So you'll be prepared no matter what this is doing or how this is working out. If Jess does have an agent, she'll be fine, should be fine. But I don't know. Sometimes people don't like all that in their organization. Okay, Lillian Smith says, Queen, please make it known that anybody in positions like this and entertainment industry should have an agent. This is the one. Yeah, you have an agent where you don't speak, your agent speaks for you. So Jess would not. Or a publicist. You get what I'm saying? All right. Lauren was trying out for the position along with Jess, Claudia, and Jason Lee. I'm so glad they did not pick Jason Lee. Oh my God. I'm so glad they did not pick Jason Lee. Period. Yeah. Lauren still got it. You see how those tables turned? She still got it. And she waited patiently and she was a lady about it. All right. Let's see. What else? I think those are all the comments that really stood out. There were so many. Nova Blue says Jess chose to air out her feelings because it seems she felt the writing was on the wall and she was being replaced. Unfortunately, she may have handpicked her replacement. She did. But sometimes you got to keep it to yourself because you never know when people want to spin the block on you, and come back and utilize you for a different segment. That's it. How I See It TV. Thank you for the additional super chat, the 2-piece and a pepper. She says Lauren was a news correspondent for Fox, LA, and TMZ, and she did a hell of a job on The Breakfast Club. She's doing it. She's earning her keep. I love it. I like it. And actually, I'll probably be tuned in. Thank you, everybody, for coming up. This is the end of the segment. God bless you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. Trey say, y'all not going to give Claudia all these straight bullets this morning. Oh, yes, we are. Trey, she just caught a few strays. Did she not? With that being said, bye-bye, everybody.
You wanna argue. You wanna argue. I can't argue with you. You mad. I can't argue with you. No. Look at you. Look at you. You mad. Look at you. You big